we're back. Here we go. Episode 2 of the Duel. Welcome back, folks. Is your host Vibe and
D Hearn BJJ.
what's up, Hearn? Um, we'll be breaking down everything happening in the world of gaming. So on your way to work, your morning commute, if you're zombie walking or stuck in traffic, we're here to talk about gaming. What we're playing, what's hot, what's not, what you keep your eyes on this week, next month. So let's just get into it. Hearn, how you feeling this morning?
I feel great, man. I had my second cup of coffee. Really excited to talk some more gaming today. And I just want to give a quick shout out to all friends and family and more who have been supporting us with this podcast. Even though we just debuted one episode, we're here for a good time and a long time. So we really enjoy the support that you guys give, and we can't wait to grow with you as well. So shout out to you guys, and thank you so much for all that support.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you everybody who's been giving great support, especially for our first debut episode. Um, Ernie, even on that note, are you feeling more wee or more woo this morning?
I'm definitely feeling the woo because I'm feeling those coffee jitters kicking in. So I'm really wooey.
Well, depending on your answer and your mood, you might ready to dodge roll in your day or hit that perfect parry. I mean, you know what game we're talking about, man. It's Expedition 33.
Yeah, and just a bad note is I definitely cannot hit a perfect parry in this game. But let's get right into our conversation. First, if you're watching on the Spotify or YouTube, you'll be able to see the clip that we're about to present. If you're on Apple Podcasts, just tune out everything else, raise that volume, and just get ready to understand this dialogue in this amazing game.
It might be our only shot.
This is your only shot. Out of the question. I will never join you again.
There will be a lot of fighting, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
There will be a lot of fighting.
Exactly.
Count me in then.
Good.
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 Yes, good.
Noko's coming too.
Oh, you are?
Mon mercanto al dormir. C'est mon retour, très joli. Voici el meilleur mercanto del mundo.
As a responsible parent, this is a superb idea. Let us go to old Lumiere.
Oh man, I absolutely got chills from that. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I mean, all right, let's talk Expedition, man. Um, dropped under the radar, not really, but kind of. Sold 2 million copies in 12 days. Now hitting its, I don't know if you call it angel numbers or something, but Expedition 33 developers clocked in 3.3 million sales copies.
Coincidentally, coincidentally.
It's a smaller dev team that you see, right, from like a double A studio title, Kelper Interactive and Sample Studio. People are calling it the next like A24 of gaming. Yeah, really. What's your take so far? What's your experience? What's everything? What's all this for you?
I mean, the experience so far has been absolutely amazing. I've been telling everybody that I work with or associate with, like, you need to play this game. Now, the one thing that's kind of tough at first convincing is because it's a turn-by-turn game, which isn't so appealing to people that play Call of Duty or main shooters or any action type of games. But when you describe that, it's more than just the combat, it's the story that comes with it, and the action, even though it's turn by turn, still makes up for that explosiveness and how fast paced it could be. Man, this game hits you on every single nail. It's as perfect as could be. I'm so obsessed with this story. I love everything about the characters, and these characters are so, trying to think of the right word, would it be engaging? Like, you could kind of connect to them. You can build like that relationship with them. It's not a character that you see on screen, you're like, oh my god, shut up type of thing. No, each character so far has been so appealing. And look, I got goosebumps going when you think about this game, because I absolutely love this game. I've been trying to rush home from work. I've been trying to just play through, and I know you're mad at me for some things with this game, but I'm gonna let you go through it as we talk to.
No, Expedition, like, dude, that grabbed me. Like, it's been a while since I played like a game that really like grabbed me and that like has me like this. I mean, I wasn't too like upset with the whole turn-based thing because like old Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 7, all that stuff. Like, I was a big fan of those games, and that has like turn-based combat. Um, but Expedition from the jump, like this, like you said, like dude, the story, the characters, the cutscenes are just amazingly produced. The characters, the way their personalities are, just everybody is so different, but yet it works together. Um, I was like, this could be a movie, bro. Like I can watch this like my whole time. That the story is so massive. Um, dude, I'm hooked. Like like everything. Like I feel like you said it all. Like I don't want to repeat it, but everything from gameplay, combat, um, the music, the art direction is amazing in this game. Like I was taken away from the beginning. Like I'll be humming the theme song and like some of the combat music throughout the day because it's like just stuck in my head. Um, the thing that I'm upset about you. I'm not upset about you, man. But you know, we're completionists. We plat games. So I think you're just driving through the story right now. Yet I'm doing all the other side expeditions and side stuff. Like I'm way too leveled for where I'm at in the game right now. Um, but it's great, dude. Like the way you could just make your characters like synergy just work together. Um, like I want to say so much, but I don't want to spoil the game because there's so many like twists and turns in the story that it just grabs you, man. Like I'm just
Yeah.
lost for words sometimes.
No, big time. I think so. Just to explain to our viewers and listeners that I have been just kind of going AWOL in a way that off of my what me and Jules usually do, which is being a completionist. But when I say that this main story is so good that it's kind of the main thing you want to like just keep playing because it's like what's next in this chapter? What's the next scene? And I've even talked to some of my friends at work, and there's so many side things too, but it's so hard to want to do the side things when you just have this story that just keeps pushing you like, oh god, what's going to happen next, what's the next cutscene? Because once again, this whole thing is like a movie, and to me a lot of these characters kind of look like some of these A-list actors too, which is why we talk about, I'm like, this could be a movie, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because the amount of support that's got from fans of all gamings across the board is this has been a complete art of its own. And I love how you talked about that old Final Fantasy used to be turn based and all that, and I got my way that I got into this, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play it because we've heard that it's got 10 out of 10 numerous times across the board from since it came out. I played South Park Stick of Truth when I was on my vacation, and that's a turn-by-turn game. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I beat it. I had a good time. I was like, this is going to ease me into Expedition 33. Obviously, Expedition 33 blows out South Park in every single way, shape, or form. Besides that, yeah, two complete different games. But the combat, if it wasn't for the combat of it, I would not have been so engaged in this. But man, and the way you talk about like the synergies, I've been learning a lot from you because we're always talking back and forth with this. And now I've gotten better with the combat on it because I'm understanding the synergy. It's a lot of things happening at once, but once you keep on playing, man, does it just make it easier, and the combat does get harder, but each fight is just beautiful. Absolutely
I've definitely
beautiful.
got into that the thing of like I don't want to dodge anymore. Like when I learn how to parry and hit perfect parries, that's all I want to do nonstop. I don't want to dodge. I don't want to do anything else. Like, and again, dude, the character synergies, you can build your character in so many different ways that it's insane. Just all like the open freedom that you have in the game to like even respect your character if you needed to. Change the build based on whatever you're doing. Um, and again, going back to the art direction, like when I finish a fight, when you get into a fight, it doesn't feel repetitive. It doesn't feel boring. It doesn't feel like stale. Like reading the characters before they attack and the stuff that you have to do and like the music of every single fight in every single world you're in, dude. That
music hits, man. The music hits, and I just want to shine a light to some like one of the creators. I mean, the music. I wish I got his name. I'm so sorry, but Guilherme, I definitely butchered his name. Broche was the one who worked at Ubisoft. He worked at Ubisoft, got bored, and left the company to make this game. So he was inspired by Final Fantasy, which is what this game feels like, the old school Final Fantasy with turn by turn. Now, the one I definitely want to shine a light on is because you can make it anywhere in the entertainment world. Is the composer was found on SoundCloud. I mean, you could go on SoundCloud. You know how many artists are out on SoundCloud. They found this composer out on SoundCloud, and the music, whether you're playing a battle, whether you're exploring the map, is just beautiful. And I want to do something special for you on our second episode. I would, in this one, I've been practicing all week to this episode. So. Harina, Harinas. Okay, that's I love that song. Absolutely
Beautiful,
love that
beautiful,
song. Beautiful, beautiful. 10 out of 10.
Gotcha.
But now let's give the viewers and the listeners a little taste of the combat of this game. Can't explain this game enough, but I'm telling you, from that movie cutscene, this gameplay is an easy 10 out of 10. So now, do we have a rivalry brewing between us, me and you? We always do, which is a friendly rivalry, and we've been fans of it since day one, and definitely fans of it since day one, and that is Marvel Rivals.
My Rivals has been one that caught me by surprise. Not gonna lie. Like, I was coming from Overwatch. I was like, oh, it's another Overwatch. Like, want to be. No, not at all, man. NetEase, like, they killed it with this one. Since launch, like, I've been hooked on honestly the competitive grind and just the different character types and like all the Marvel characters you have and their abilities and the synergies you can have with your team. You really have to depend on your team. And the fact there's no role queue in Rivals compared to Overwatch makes it so great because you can have like these different type of team ups. Like, it's not your standard 2-2 anymore, 2-3-1. I don't know. You can do 2-3-2, 4-4. There's all different type of setups you can do. I'm having a great time with it. I had a great time with it. Ranked has my heart. And season 2.5 is coming out. Ultron.
I think it's now available now.
Yeah.
I am okay.
It's out now. Ultron is out now. Taking the world by storm.
Yeah, and
the world by storm.
But if we really want to get into the nerdiness of Ultron, that's his main thing, is to take over the world, and he's such a great villain, and it was just way overdue. The whole Marvel landscape has been absolutely one of the best. I mean, when you think of it, whether it be movies or, I don't want to say animation because DC still has it, but like the connectiveness that it has to the fans, that their games, whenever you play a Marvel game, everyone wants to play it. Spider-Man. We're going to skip over Marvel Avengers, but mainly I want to say just Spider-Man and this game Rivals, because we all always wanted to play with our childhood superhero one way or another, and what better game, because if you try to make solo IPs for each of these characters, it could get quite complex because some of the powers that they do have make it so tough to make a game. But
there's also so many characters you can like possibly have, so seeing them all in this one universe together is honestly amazing.
Yeah, and the way, like how you said that you could team up and build off of it is just absolutely incredible with the team up abilities. I mean, you got in the new season, you got the Jeff NATO, where if you're Storm and Jeff, the Land Shark, you make this great combination, and so forth. So it's very strategy wise.
Let's add on to that, like we go back to I think it was season 2 opening, or the 1.5, that we had Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four come in, and Johnny at launch was like very he was underwhelming to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
He got buffed, and he's kind of dominating, especially in certain maps. And if you're great with flyers, that's going to be one of your guys to go to. Johnny has a team up with Storm that they just dominate the field with their ultimates. Now that Jeff has a team up with Storm, you have Jeff, Storm, and Johnny synergy together. Dude, that thing looks like a train wreck when all those ults are going at the same time, dude. Like, it takes over the whole map, and you legit now have to run from a storm ult. Like, before, it's like, oh, storm ult goes off, sure, I'll counter with a support ult, that's fine. But now this looks crazy. So I'm happy to see what's gonna happen.
I just want to give a quick question to you. Do you have like a friend of ours that you love to shout out that loves to fly all the time? And
Oh yeah, Star Lord, dude, my Star Lord flyer friend, he's golden, man. That's the Sway, like
oh,
he's top tier.
I get it, but there was like another friend,
Oh, there was another one.
another flyer. I mean, I think we
I
have one
think
of you.
I think it was Tony Stark, Mr. Tony Stark himself.
Oh, Tony,
I've been friends with Tony for a very long time.
Tony. Okay.
Boy Jesse. Nah, dude, not like he's I don't want to call him a one trick Iron Man, but Iron Man is his main. And he actually dominates with Iron Man.
And I want to say,
Like,
I hope
he goes
Jesse's,
crazy with it.
yeah, I hope Jesse's listening to this because if he wants to play with Ultron, I mean, he flies around too. And he has Iron Man-like abilities, but he's also a healer too, which is I mean,
Also true.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about the duel, Jesse is definitely one of the duelists. He's one of the boys, but Ultron is definitely a strategist, and so it's cool to see how this company NetEase looks at these different characters and how they choose them if they're gonna be a tank.
Ultron and Iron Man team up is going to be very interesting because not only does Ultron get a buff with his, I think it's like his attack beam, but also starts healing as well. And that synergy is going to be kind of interesting. And then like the comp that everybody's saying that's like kind of be because the new updates they've changed a lot of the team synergy and stuff like that.
Yes.
So like everybody's saying right now, Ultron Rocket, right? You throw in Iron Man and Storm.
Yep.
Then you throw in Penny, and I forgot who the other person was. And I was like, this is gonna be interesting because I feel like season 2.5 is anti-dive season. Like no more Magics, no more Black Panthers. Iron Fist's still gonna be a problem. Luna and Hawkeye has a team up that's gonna be insane.
Yeah,
So
that looks insane.
2.5 is gonna be very interesting, but I think it's gonna be the anti-dive season, man. It's gonna be a lot of controllers and a lot of flyers. So we'll see.
Yeah, so I took like a little bit of like a break from it, I would say, just because you guys played it more and it got into a higher level. So it's tough to like. I'm gonna give a shout out to those who solo queue and make it all the way through because they must have patience sent from above because I do not have the patience. So it's so tough like when you're trying to do a solo queue and it's like I'm not messing up, but then you guys are roasting me in the chat or others in the chat that no, you're just buns, like your skills are buns, and it's like no dude, I'm doing all the work. I got no support, I got nothing, I got no one healing me, I don't have a tank. I was like, what are we doing?
It's very much a team-based game. Like one person that isn't working within the team, it really shows and it makes the game 10 times harder, whether it's a Vanguard, whether it's a duelist, whether it's a strategist. It's like you need everybody to be on the top level, especially if you're playing ranked and competitive and you're like grinding higher lobbies. One person that is kind of lacking, it pulls the whole team back. And like it's interesting. It's very interesting,
dude. And I also realized my like typing skills like on a PlayStation controller has gone upwards, like it's saying like what is going on. And then I remember there was one time we were all playing and you were like, how did you type so fast? I'm like, dude, when my rage is in, I could do a bunch of things. So we're really excited for I'm gonna after Expedition 33 I'll definitely take a little dive into it. I'm gonna get on my little win streak and we'll see how it goes, but we definitely have some friends to play with, and hopefully I can play with you because you just grind. Suddenly it's 4:00 in the morning, and then you're like almost at Grandmaster and above. So, I'm gonna try.
I took a break, but some of our boys, what they're Celestial, Eternal. No,
Celestial. I couldn't think of
Celestial.
Yeah.
I think the guys who play a lot, like each and every single last one of us, we've hit top 100 in our respective characters.
Which is
that's cool because there's a million people playing that game.
Yeah, no, that you gotta like just wear that on your chest, man. Because this game is how to be a top 100 is absolutely incredible. So I'm always happy for you guys. I'm proud of you guys for that. So I want to try to be up there with you guys. So we'll see how it goes. And now the next question is I'm not too sure if this game is gonna go on our next topic, which would be the Switch 2. We have a big release coming on June 5th, which is this Friday, right? I could be off on my days, but June 5th.
Yeah.
Is it Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Thursday. Friday.
Am I bad with days? Because we're still recording on June 1st, and wow, yeah, I'm bad. It's actually Thursday, guys. So sorry. So
The 5th.
this
The 5th is Thursday.
the 5th. So June 5th, we have the newest console, the latest edition in the Nintendo series, the Switch 2. Now, I was able to watch the Nintendo Direct. I was able to get a feel because my cousin is just an avid Switch supporter. He has a Switch 1. He's always we all have that one family member that always has every single console. Like, right?
Yeah.
It just so I have that cousin. And I love him. So the big thing with the Switch 2 is that it's a big update to its background where it comes to when you dock the Switch, it's going to be 4K gaming, and it's going to be 120 frames per second, and it's just going to be a bigger update to the hardware of it. That's what I was trying to get at. Now, with the release of the Switch 2, you're getting the latest edition of Mario Kart, which is an open world Mario Kart, and that's never been done. And if we look at the bottom of the ticker, it says for $4.99 you get the Mario Kart bundle. And once again, this is the first of its kind, and everybody loves Mario Kart. If you don't like Mario Kart, I mean, there's got to be something going on. You must have had a bad experience growing up.
Open world Mario Kart sounds amazing.
It does, and that's what makes me think. I'm like, are they trying to dive into what Need for Speed does? But I know Need for Speed hasn't had the best success of things at times. I mean, there's so many of them, and I'm just trying to understand the main thing for Mario Kart, because it's not like there's really a story. It's just you play the Grand Prix, you try to get the trophies, you try to unlock the next character, and if you want to play online, you can play online. So there's so many things that go into this. So what do you think we can expect from the Mario Kart? I mean, like I said, I love it. I'll play it once in a blue. But
I mean, again, going back to what you said, like Mario Kart's always been like this arcade game you go just play with your friends and family. Like, I mean, it does get competitive. It gets very competitive and it gets very fun. An open world Mario Kart, that means, are we gonna get a story with it now? I'm not too sure. But then it being a Switch and Nintendo game, like, they put a lot of dedication into the games. Like, I don't think Switch or Nintendo has put out a proprietary game that's been kind of bad. Like, when I have my Switch, I enjoy it. I've played almost every game, but every game is also made by Nintendo. Like, they're very IP heavy, everything's theirs. So like that means that, like, they put out good products, like, and good games that works for their product and makes sense for their product. Like, you're not gonna get a game that, like, is gonna perform, like, poorly on the device itself. And then, it has a Nintendo theme. It's family friendly. You can play with your friends, all that stuff.
Kids too. You don't gotta worry about. You don't have to worry. I know there's some parents out there that they don't want violence. You don't want to see a kid playing Doom or something like that, and with all the blood and stuff like that. So I get it. This is a very family friendly device. But continue.
But let's talk about the Switch 2 though. There's a lot of I don't know, discourse back and forth, some good, some bad about this one, because they are expanding and upgrading a lot of their things from like their previous devices. I think they're going OLED screens now. It's like their standard 4K output, 60 frames per second. If I'm not mistaken, like 59.9. If you want to be exact. And the Joy-Cons are magnetic now. So now there's no more sliding in and out. You have magnetic Joy-Cons that come in and out. And a built-in, like, kickstand on the back of your device, so you can put your device down and you're good to go. So, like, the hardware itself is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, they've upgraded, up-leveled every single thing on the hardware itself. This is where things have become a little bit interesting for some people, because Nintendo is very big on their IP and their proprietary stuff. The device itself, none of the games you actually own. Did you ever hear about this one? Yeah,
no, I've heard a lot about this, especially that as you talk about that the game's not owned, that to still dive into this, that some people have gotten the Switch early, but it's blocked by day one. It's like, so it's almost like it's not yours, but it is yours.
So when you get the Switch, I'm not sure exactly, but this is from what I've heard, is that when you get the Switch, you need to input a phone number. So you have active phone line, so it's connected to your account and all that stuff. On top of that, games that you've downloaded, you're just renting a license. There's no games that you're actually owning anymore when it comes to Switch. If you buy a physical copy of a game and you put it into the Switch, you still don't own that. The physical copies now, those little SD cards,
Yeah.
they're just keys. They're just unlock keys for the license itself. And Nintendo's taking it really seriously also on like, people who like used to mod their hardware, like people that used to mod like Wii's, Switches, all like their device. Nintendo's like, hey, if you mod any of our stuff, we're hard locking this device and you cannot play it. And that's been like people are like, hey, so do I even own this device at all, or am I just renting it for the price point? And Nintendo's like, hey, you do what you want with it, but just understand that we still have full control of this thing, whether you buy it or not.
Yeah, it's almost like
I'm like,
they have you like, hey, if you have a guilty conscience, then it shouldn't be a problem to
Yeah.
you, right? So that's where it tended to. Because what's funny that you said that is that when it came to, I saw somebody on Facebook, like, we all have like thousands of friends or whatever, and he had his kids, and he's like, oh, like I have a friend, like shouting him out that even though we don't support piracy and all that stuff, and he's like, why
100%.
pay $60 games when you could just get a pirate? And it's like, well, now now that you say that, I already know the first person that I know.
There's no piracy whatsoever, which is a good thing. I think it's a good thing because like the developers that make these games or the studios, they get their money, for what they're making.
They get
But on
restless
top of
nights,
that,
They
dude, like insane. But on top of that, it's like Nintendo is very strict on the device now, and some people it's taking a step back for some people because they don't feel like they really own anything anymore. But we're in the era of digital gaming to where you are owning a license more than you're owning a physical copy. Whether you own a disc, like even it's kind of like that with PlayStation, Xbox. Like you own a disc, you buy the disc and you put it in your console. You can't play right away. You have to do a download and an update. Where that download is you downloading the license for that game and the unlock keys. And people don't really understand it. They're like, hey, why is it not like PlayStation 2 anymore, PlayStation 1, where PS3, where I put in a disc and I can just play right away.
Yeah.
Well, the license isn't on that disc anymore, man. Digital era has taken over, and it's interesting, especially in the gaming world, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, for me, and I believe for you, we haven't ran into a problem where, like, this sucks. Like, at the end of the day, it's as long as I get to play the game and I get to keep it, but...
Yeah, I mean, I kind of embrace the digital gaming. Like, I own a digital PS5. When I was with PS4 and everything went digital, I was like, I'd rather take the digital stuff, even though I still love the physical stuff. But it's all preference. At the end of the day, like, I love the physical hardware. I used to miss, like, back in the days, like the digital deluxe packages on games, and you'll get like not only this, but you get like this, I don't know, steel finish case, this accessory, this mask, all that stuff. Like, it's pretty cool. Digital deluxe editions are now like digital art books and workbooks and sound.
Like,
hey, do I really use this? But it depends.
Nah. But I'm not. The only way I'm gonna do a digital deluxe lately is if I get to play the game like 3 days early. That's I'm definitely gonna do that in the very near future. I'm gonna shout out Death Stranding 2, but yeah, man, I'm always gonna be a physical copy guy, just because I support things like GameStop in a sense where it comes to you complete the game, I sell, I get some money back, and it goes towards the next game. So I'm always going to be something like that. But I'm glad. I mean, I'm rooting for Nintendo. I hope this all comes out. And just to throw some side notes on it, the GameCube Online will also be a day one thing. So any of your old GameCube games you ever want to play, you're going to play that on day one. You got Cyberpunk that's going to be day one on the Switch 2, Yakuza 0, Split Fiction, and the last two Zelda games that were released, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I believe, will also be day one. And those two games were 10 out of 10 across the board. I never got to play it. A little backstory on my Switch days is I think I had it for like 3 weeks, and I beat Odyssey, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and I forgot the last Pokemon. So kind of just didn't feel it anymore, especially that was around the time that Warzone came out. So kind of stopped on that. But we'll see how the Switch 2 goes. I mean, I'm going to be rooting for them, and hopefully they do great things in the near future that makes more gamers want to get it. But once again, it's very tough to get a Nintendo IP if you're not a family-friendly person. But if you do have kids, I would recommend getting the Switch 2. And one thing I want to say with Nintendo, they also reward their people greatly, especially with looking out for their customers who want to buy the Switch 2. You have to have 20 hours on it in order to get the Switch 2 for the day one. So great reward system, which is also going to dive into our next topic for rewards, and that is the PlayStation
Rewards, man.
PlayStation Rewards, PlayStation Stars.
They're rolling it back. PlayStation Stars, PlayStation Rewards, they're rolling it back, man. It's not going to be a thing anymore. As an avid PlayStation Stars user and rewards guy, like every month I'll log in to like the application itself, get my collectibles, start the achievements, start the hunt basically, and go and just play all these different games because you always got rewards back, whether it was currency that leads up into your next game, digital collectibles, digital like skins for your characters. Like you always got stuff back. And then I would just say bragging rights almost too. Like also like the reward system was very fun. I mean, I personally enjoyed it because I used it way more than I think a lot of people did. And then got the email not so long ago like, hey man, we're not doing this no more. And I'm like, wow, they're rolling back PlayStation Stars.
Yeah, I mean, when it came to at first when it came out, it was so cool to see the collectibles, getting the coins, and like contributing it to purchases through the PlayStation Store. And once again, this goes back into our digital talk. This is if you're buying on the digital store to redeem points. And I remember before this last email, before that they announced that they were going to end the program, it was that you had to redeem your points. You had to use your points, but for a certain time, because then you were just going to have it wasted. And I was able to get, I think, the $10 like gift card or something like that. And
but then you had like users like I was definitely one of these people too, where it's like before you had to redeem it before a certain date, like you could just play and rack up the points. They could just sit there for however long. But then they rolled out like, hey, you should start using these points because then we're just not gonna we're gonna just like get rid of them. And I was like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But I was also one of those users that like if you do enough like story challenges and stuff like that, like all the challenges they had, and you get points back. When you buy games, you got points back. It was one of those reward systems. I always had just like enough like gift card money just to buy my next game or to put money down next game. Like it was like an endless cycle of like, hey, I'm playing, I'm getting rewards for playing, I'm buying games, I'm getting money back for buying games, and I can just always keep going and just like recycling.
Yeah, I feel like
it kept me active. But, yeah.
I just felt like it was definitely benefited those who like was strictly purchasing digitally and taking advantage of those campaigns that they had to, play the monthly game, download the monthly game, play an old game that you have in your system just to get some coins. But I would say when I was just looking back at the rewards like this past week to build up for this topic, the coins for it were just like a lot. It was mainly going towards games or some coins for the games, and it just seemed like you had to do a lot of purchasing or even then campaigning, but there's only so much campaigns you can do. When I look at other things, so going back to Expedition 33, I'm playing this on Game Pass, and every achievement I get, it goes towards like a point shop, and it can either go towards a month of Game Pass, it could go towards a game. It has endless tiers. For this, it was just a game that you probably didn't have interest in. That was like 17,000 points, a gift card, or once again some currency for some in-game currency. And I think it just wasn't appealing. The only thing that was cool was me and you competing. Like, oh, what level are you? What level is that? But you would definitely have to spend a lot of money to get some points contributed to your account.
I would say also the branding on it wasn't the best because it wasn't presented to users as like easy to find, easy to use, because it was only accessible in the app. It wasn't accessible on the console itself, which that would be a big game changer. If they made it accessible on the console to where users can actually see their progress and start challenges from the console itself, that'd be perfect. But not only just like buying games, but if you did play the challenges through whatever games, like I have PS Extra, so like with that, a lot of games that you'll see in those campaigns, I'll just download PS Extra for like for free, and then just play them, do the challenges, get the rewards back, and it's like there's a cycle to where you can get rewards just for downloading, just playing like maybe 5 minutes of the game, but then those 5 minutes will like kind of get you hooked. It's like, you know what, maybe I want to play more. So I feel like it was also projected like that, to where it made users want to try games out that they really don't think that they would have. But yeah, the reward system sometimes good, sometimes not. And it was all digital. It was very much a digital like achievement like hunter kind of thing.
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with you on that one. It was definitely like achievement hunter, but I just wish if there was one wish that I had, like when you look at the others, is that any trophies that you get, I believe it kind of contributed towards the stars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
But
it did.
more, I feel like put more rewards towards those trophies as opposed to just a little. Like if you get a
Oh yeah.
platinum, you got to get a lot of rewards for it, because just a platinum a game is definitely not easy depending on what game you play. You could look at the percentage of players, but definitely build more of a reward system off of that if you're looking to complete a game. But I don't think this is the end for PlayStation reward system. I just think that they're just gonna, like, instead of trying to rebuild and refix all the stars, they'll probably come up with something else, because if Nintendo has something, Xbox has something, and even Steam has something too, they're gonna come back with something. It's just that they have to, refocus, regroup. But it's okay. You stop one thing, you find the mistakes that what you did, what we could have done better, and you just make it to the next thing. And
Yeah, they're definitely gonna revive it in a different light. Like I feel like it's not, I don't think it's the end of it.
yeah, you want to build a reward system for your gamers. You don't want to just leave them hanging, and all these points and that you had is just gonna go to waste. You could still redeem your points, but I know the big thing that they said, if you unsubscribe from PlayStation Plus and you try to resubscribe, then you lost your points. So like they're still gonna
Yeah.
pump this out, but they're not gonna add any more to the program until November 2nd of next
Well,
year.
You know what didn't die?
What?
Division 2, bro. I
Man,
heard that they're releasing a new expansion. Is that true? Can you shed some light on this?
it actually did release. It released last week, and I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna say I'm the one that definitely wanted to bring this up, because the Division is once again one of these extraction shooters. One of the first ones I'm gonna say that I played on PlayStation 4 with the Division 1, and it goes back to what we talked about in our first episode, the urban landscape, understanding New York City, and that was the big hook. And it was right side by side with Destiny, essentially too. It was two extraction looter shooters that was fun. So the big thing with the Division 2 is that it was kind of a confusing state point, because the Division 2 has been around, for 7 years now. They announced a year or two ago that they were going to make a new Division game, Division Heartland, that was supposed to be a free-to-play extraction shooter with survivor elements that happened with the first DLC. I can't remember. It was like a winter expansion that was like everyone loved, and they were going to continue it into the Heartland game. Got canceled, and it's not a new thing for Ubisoft. Ubisoft is notorious for canceling things, and for the Division 2, once again, they stood in Washington, D.C., but for some reason, all the DLCs, the major DLCs, have gone back to New York. And that's what leads me to question. I'm like, so why did you leave New York in the first place if we're going back to it? New York was cool because it was Manhattan. Us being from New York, Manhattan is a grid. You knew, and me and you, we know where to go in game and in real life. I like being in a party, make a right on 59th Street, and then you're gonna get on Lexington. And
Yeah,
so we had a
calling
big
back-
advantage.
Calling back to the last episode, dude, my first time in DC, I knew the whole layout of the city because I played Division 2 so much, and I was like, oh, whoa, I know exactly where I'm going to go because I've been in this world, but not in real life, just for the one-for-one scale in the game itself. So they're like, Ubisoft is great on making one-for-one replicas of cities and making you like dive even cities where you feel like you're like living in it in this post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, and the big thing with this is that, so for the Division 2 is, I thought the end game was great. You got to fight the Black Tusk, which was like the private military group that was kind of like in the undergrounds of it all, and the whole end game for it was great. The boss fights were great. But once again, this game was, this game is that in order to progress, you need the DLC. So I played a little bit of one of the DLCs this past week because I was like, you know what, let me see what's up. And dude, the game runs smooth, crisp. But however, if you want to continue to play this game, you're gonna have to buy the Warlords of New York expansion, and then it's gonna lead into this. But the Battle of Brooklyn is only gonna take place in Dumbo. And I want to say Red Hook. I'm not too sure. I got to do a little bit more research with it. Do I want to play this? Yes, I love The Division. I'll definitely get down to it at a later time. But we definitely have like a lot of games to play first before progressing into this. But the one thing I wish that they did so that I could have still been hooked into this was the raid matchmaking. When I did the raid matchmaking for this, the Division 2, when it first came out, I literally had to go on LFG sites and just add random people through PlayStation. And you know how annoying it is to type every single username and trying to find somebody. Oh, no, I got this guy. Oh, sorry, you're too late. And it goes back and forth. The raid matchmaking for this was not great. They didn't have cross-play with PC in this. They were saying cross-play, yeah, if you have an Xbox. But I have like a cousin and other people that play on PC, and it was just, yeah, it was crossplay. If you had Amazon Luna, if you had Steam, if you had Epic, it was very, very strange. And I was just like, you know, we're in 2025. We should be able to find the reason for matchmaking, which is why Destiny gets the shiner of the light when it comes to looter shooters on a console, because you can play with anybody. You could do cross progressions. You could do this. You could do that. If the Division 2 allowed me to play on Steam and allowed the cross progress, would definitely shine a higher light. But I gotta say, the Division definitely has a big part of my youth. I mean, I had like 190 something hours on this game for the PS alone, so that's why I definitely want to bring it up and shine a light. But man, I pray and I wish that something good comes out of this, and there's gonna be a big light to it.
Do you feel like maybe they should make a Division 3?
They should make
maybe. We should bring up the topic of talking about and reviving old franchises that we love.
Yeah, so we there's a lot of franchises right now. So you got the Division 2 that should definitely move on to the Division 3, and now we have Battlefront 2 that's out right now. That we want Battlefront 3. We want Battlefront 3.
I've
heard. Made my demand.
I'm hearing from the sources that there's a big like fan discourse happening all over Twitter, Instagram, Reddit.
I don't think you emphasize big enough, man, because there's been
no, it's huge. Fans want a Battlefront 3. They really want Battlefront 3.
Well, so right now for Battlefront 2, there's been a 500% increase in player count. That's insane to hear for Battlefront 2. And this game, Battlefront 2, as we see in the ticker, has been released in 2017. I know you played it. Our chats played it. We've had a great time with it. And as we continue, the reason why this had came out is because one of the Andor actors, if you haven't seen this on Disney Plus, Star Wars Andor story, great show. If you're a Star Wars fan, you should be watching it. If you're not, you might have to question your fandom, because that show is amazing. But anyways, the Andor actor is one that kind of put a call out to it, and from there, it just blew up from there.
And dude, like when Battlefront 1 came out, I was like, I remember playing. Let's even go back. I remember playing Battlefront for like the PS2, like Battlefront 1, 2 for PS2, and those games I loved so much. And like, I'm not like the biggest Star Wars person, but I know the world. I know everything about Star Wars. But those old games were solid. Battlefront 1, when it came out for, I think it was like PS3, I was hooked on because of the story. I enjoyed the story so much. Battlefront 2 came out, and it felt like there's way more like a big community around Battlefront 2 than there was these past like games. To where like not too long ago, I'm not even like every May 4th, that server is packed and everybody is playing and everybody's hooked on. And even day to day, you can still just hop on and everybody's still playing.
Yeah, and
like,
that's
the community never died.
And that's why I just don't understand. Like, May the 4th is one of like the biggest days for Star Wars, obviously, for what it is. I mean, it's in the title, and that this is mainly the only multiplayer game that EA and Star Wars has right now. I mean, I get it. They have Jedi Survivor that came out a few years ago, and then the most recent one is Star Wars Outlaws. And once again, those are single player games, and have they got the? I mean, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I know, got the positive outlook from it, from Respawn Entertainment, but, you know, Outlaws it hasn't got anything. I mean, I have to play the game, so it's next on the list. But for multiplayer, like, people want to play with their friends at the end of the day. And you even have some celebrities, like NFL players, that just jump on it and play. And it's like, dude, you do not understand how much of a powerful title do you have that can change the whole landscape of gaming, because everyone connects to Star Wars at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. It's always like a big pop culture thing. And so to hear that they're not even like, there's no plans for it in the future or any type of multiplayer thing. They just announced that there's going to be a turn-based combat for Star Wars. Coincidentally, after the success of Expedition 33, suddenly there's going to be a turn-based combat for it. I mean, I think they're not listening to the fans right now, and that's the problem.
It's more of like, I don't want to say it's like stay in your lane, but Battlefront 2 has major success. Just not re-release it, but no, build upon it. Let's get Battlefront 3, and let's make it 10 times better than what it used to be. Cross-play, cross-progression, have everybody involved to where, like, because your fans want to play together. You want to play with your friends. You want to be in these worlds and play with your friends and do all these game modes. Like, why not? What are we missing here?
Because it's upsetting that you hear that they're making the new Battlefield game, and it's like, but what about Battlefront? And I'm not, like, look, like, Battlefield has not had the best rep right now, especially with 2042, the debut. Everyone says, oh, but Battlefield now is good. Listen, you lost me. I was like, you get one chance with me. It's either you make it successful. I mean, not every single game is going to debut successfully, but just the whole thing of it is that EA has this powerful IP that could change everything. More people are playing Battlefront than Battlefield. Like, I just don't understand. I would love to be in a meet to understand that you could convince me that, Battlefield is definitely going to be a bigger IP. No, dude, Star Wars.
Well, maybe it's one of those things that's like, hey, we see that we have a lot of players playing the game, so we're fine. We're fine where it is. If everybody's still on it, we're fine where it is. Let's try to, boost the numbers on this game that's not doing well. It might be one of those things. Because 2042, like, I love Battlefield 3. Mm-hmm. Battlefield 4 was okay. Hardline, it was alright.
Then went back to World War II.
Yeah, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, it was all over the place. 2042 actually felt kind of fun again, but then it just, like, it dies out. Like, it doesn't, the player base is still there, like the diehard player base is still there, but it died out for like the general consumptions. So maybe they want to revive it, but they're seeing Battlefront 2 being so amazing, they're like, hey, we don't need to change anything because the numbers speak for themselves. However, fans are like, no, we're still here because we want.
I think I look at it like GTA 5 is that the player count is still high and people still want GTA 6, but you make just like you release a new one, everyone's gonna go towards that, and it's probably gonna be bigger than what it is.
That game is never dying.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I guarantee you, once it's not gonna die, but once a new game comes out, the player count is gonna transition to that, and it's gonna grow. And you already have Battlefront 2 that is there. You make a next one, it grows, and it becomes bigger, and you just learn from your mistakes. I mean, they made a lot of big errors in the beginning that they had to fix over time, but this is what you get paid the big bucks for in gaming. You want to entertain the fans.
To our listeners, right? Can you let us know what game do you want to see remade? Whether it's a big multiplayer game that people love or you loved and you see it dying out and you want to rebrand, or a story game, something from your childhood that needs to be remastered, remade personally. Like, I feel like Jack and Dax needs to make a revive. We've had a million Ratchet and Clanks. I want a new Jack and Daxter. Whether it's a single player game, multiplayer game, like, what games do you guys like want to see a re-release of or a remake of?
Oh,
a continuation.
That's a good one. I mean, there's so many I could think of. Definitely, I want to say another Max Payne. I mean, Max Payne 3 was good, but
that was a good one.
Max Payne is just like, a classic game to constantly play. Damn, you
Army
threw me
of
right on. Oh my God, that's
bring back Army of 2.
Bring me back to that.
That is one game that we desperately need back. Yeah. Like, that was top tier.
Yeah.
But couch co-op is not what it used to be. But we'll see.
I mean, hey,
We'll see.
you gotta bring something back. You have to revive something that has been that it's gonna take time, but everything is all about online right now, and you just gotta revive the old times. Invite wanting to have more social to bring people together in person as opposed to online. And guys, just drop your comments on what do you think the next remaster should be, or what do you feel about any of the topics that we've talked about so far. I mean, there's a whole another week that's gonna come on up, and a lot more news. I'm excited to definitely do the next episode with you, Jules. I mean, I'm having fun doing this, and it's a great time. So yeah, man, I think and we want to thank once again for all the support. I mean, spread the word, like, subscribe, follow us, spread the news, spread the love, and yeah, I think you got to conclude with Jules.
No, I feel like everything's been solid. Like, thank you guys for everything, and we're just gonna keep continuing to put out episodes. Like, a lot more news. The gaming world doesn't die, man. It doesn't stop. So if you're in it, you're in it, and you know what's up.
Yeah, man, and I guarantee you, later tonight, I'm definitely gonna try to beat Expedition 33, and yeah, then we
Yeah,
can
man,
move
catch
on.
up.
We could definitely move on, but guys, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, thank you so much for your support. Truly means a lot. Till next week, enjoy the rest of your week, and have a great one.